Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to everyone out there. Welcome once again to the Link to the Past Randomizer League. We are right smack dab in the middle of Mystery Week, and we have ourselves the team of CLW being represented by Swerb, and Forfeiters are us being represented by Recitador. They're going to be battling out in a mode that we do not know what it is. My name is NR Rambler. Joining us on commentary today is Dazed Cloud. How are we doing today?
Oh, doing just great here. Looking forward to this because Mystery Seeds have been a complete blast to watch here with just, you never know what we're going to get. We've seen some inverted, we've seen cross keys, we've seen all sorts of things. And it does look like we do get a little bit of information early that we don't have an Randomizer right now.
Yeah, no Randomizer.
And we don't have a sword either, so it looks like we're going to be looking for those today. Yeah, this is one of my favorite modes to play, one of my favorite modes to watch. Really looking forward to this here. Yeah,
these two runners, longtime veterans of the community. Swerb been around since pretty much almost the beginning, been racing Randomizer, has pretty good energy time. Recitador, also been around for at least 2 or 3 years, usually runs the wacky modes, so this is probably right up his alley.
Yeah, Recitador is definitely known as, from what I remember of him, he is known as somebody who does quite a bit of cross keys and such like that. It looks like we're underway on Swerve's side here as he picks up bombs from Sanctuary. We're looking like this is a pretty normal start right now.
Yeah, and unless we got low rolled somehow, this does not look like entrance shuffle. And it's not inverted, so what's going on here?
Yeah, we're going to have an easy normal mode here on a Mystery Seed week. Come on, man.
It can still be all Dungeon Key Sanity. With GT open at 3.
Yeah, we can see what goes on, I guess. I mean, like right now, I kind of want the. I kind of want to hear the runners doing stuff. Oh, that's a map to Ganon's Tower. So,
all right, so
map and
or at least that MC, could still be MCS, could still be full Key Sanity.
Yeah, we're gonna have to wait to see if we find a small key anytime soon. But we get half magic sitting there at the mushroom spot there, as Recitador is hopefully coming.
I mean, Recitador, I think, is pretty known to always have a little bit of internet issues. Like sometimes it works, sometimes it. So right now we're on the bad side. So we'll just look at Swerve's side, see how it goes on. I assure you that Recitador is in fact racing on his side of the screen.
All right, well, that's good to know there. So everybody has the information. As we're going to move our way into the back of Blind's hut here, it's one of the few locations in the game with 5 chests available for our runners to pick up. It's going to be one of the few bonanzas we're going to get. We're going to start off with the Moon Pearl. There's our small keys, so we've got ourselves some sort of compass, map and compass, and key shuffle at least. And another key to Castle Tower there. So we've got a little bit of interesting things so far.
And that's 3 small keys, but no big key yet, so we really can't say if it's full Key Sanity or if it's just MCS shuffle.
Yeah, we've got some sort of shuffle. That's what we know at the moment. We're gonna have to wait until either we see a big key pop out of one of these chests, or somebody make the push to go to one of the dungeons there, and if we find a big key, that'll tell us everything we need to know. All right, as we get another small key to Misery Mire there.
Swerve with not enough money to go to the bottle vendor just yet, but surely he'll go back there once he gets the last 30 rupees.
Looked like that might have been a bit of a chicken clip attempt there or something that didn't quite get through the bomb there. So we got one angry chicken running away, but and a heart container there for Swerb on his side. Still looking for the 3 items that we need to get into the Dark World with. So far, we've got one of them. We do have the Moon Pearl, but we don't know if we're going to be looking for if we're going to be dealing with an Aga Seed here, or if we're going to be dealing with a... right, we didn't have bombs for the back of Blind's hut. I was wondering where he was going.
We had bombs, it's just that he wants to get these guaranteed 30 rupees so he doesn't forget bottle vendor.
Okay, yeah. I was trying to figure out exactly what was going on here, but yeah, that would make sense. You need the money for the bottle vendor. But like I was saying here, in order for us to get into the Dark World, for anybody this is your first time ever watching this, thank you for joining us as we get 20 rupees from the bottle vendor there. We're going to need at least a glove and a hammer, or 2 gloves, or failing that, we are going to find the items that we need to get up and kill the wizard and get into Dark World that way. That's what this first one is all about, as we are seeing some movement over on Recitador's side. It looks like he went with a sanctuary start as well, I would imagine.
I see a small key there. I think Swerve's going to go and pick that up real quick.
Yeah, you don't want to leave keys just lying around, especially if that's something like swamp or something, really useful. So on Recitador's side there, it looks like he's probably heading up to check the lumberjack here. So if we get a little bit of good luck there, we could probably see what's sitting on the lumberjack, as Swerb picks up a small key to Ice Palace, which is... meh.
No, we didn't get to see it. Just missed it.
Yep. And no luck for us today, it looks like. Oh, well.
Oh, no. The boots were in Link's house the entire time.
Well, you started in the wrong place today, guys. Hope you realize that now. But we can move fast, so let's get this thing going here. Now, mystery seeds are one of those times where you kind of actually don't mind having an AGA, having an AGA requirement there. If you have to go and climb the tower, I mean, we have one castle tower key, but if you have to go climb the tower, that actually works out in your favor in a way.
Yeah, plus getting the hookshot here from the uncle, so nice little item that'll make things a little faster. And the power glove, so that's 2 pieces of that puzzle.
Right, and that's kind of nice there, because if you get hookshot plus power glove, you can go and head to the mountain and break all of that stuff out there really, really nicely.
Yeah, plus I think we saw the stun prize on Swerve's side was 20 rupees, so I'm sure if he needs to farm some money, he'll be able to utilize that very well.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. That's a great way to be able to just farm up enough money to do Zora or all sorts of things, because if you've got the boots here, you can get up to Zora nice and quickly. As time to move down South Shore, it looks like.
Yep, go visit the dam, Mini Moldorm Cave, and see where it goes from there.
All right, uses the hook shot to get clipped through that first little block there. Easy enough move to make there, as it'll save him having to come in and out of the room twice there. Sees a piece of heart underneath the water, decides not to pick it up. It looks like he's pretty happy with these 6 hearts that he already has within the first 8 minutes. Although those crabs, they hurt. That was 2 hearts immediately after that.
Alright, Mini Moldorm Cave here on the Swerb side. The Moldorms are not cooperating at all.
No. He gets him eventually there, but man, that thing is did not want to play nice there. So we're gonna find ourselves a couple of pieces of hearts first. The compass to Ice Palace, and another piece of heart and bomb. So that was a pretty poor mini Moldorm cave right there. Now, you mind giving the people a little bit of knowledge here? If you've never watched this before, what are the compasses actually good for in this seed?
Oh, what the compasses are good for, these runners may or may not appreciate the help, but I mean, they'll have it, so they'll have to take it. What the compass will do is if you enter a dungeon with the compass, it will tell you just below where your rupees and bomb counter is, how many items and how many items are left in a certain dungeon that you're in. So when they go into Palace of Darkness, let's say, it'll say 0 out of 14, because there are 14 items for you to get, and they have none so far. You're just going to get an item, that number will go up. And there's our hammer, so we now have Darkhold access. Hammer and Ice Rod Cave.
Oh, that's pretty nice there. Swerb took a second there. I think he was possibly thinking he was going to water walk and pick up a couple of things out of the waterfall chests and such like that, but instead he knows that this is a mystery seed, and he knows that he can find out what his goal is by running up to the pyramid. So I imagine we're about to see a hype cave check, and then following that immediately up to see exactly what do we need to do to complete this seed, as Recitador has warped into Eastern Palace, it looks like.
Yeah, suddenly Eastern Palace looks like you're starting to catch up a little bit. Starting to get a few more frames per second here.
Yeah. I want to say this is one time where we really want to see here. Is he opening the big chest?
Yes, he is.
Okay, so we are map, compass, and small key shuffle, it looks like.
Yeah, looks like the big keys will be there in their vanilla dungeons.
Alright, we get the Hera small key in Hype Cave, another GT key, and a Thieves Town small key. So, alright, so 2 of the more annoying small keys have been found. That's a good thing for both of these runners, that it's right there.
Yeah, the one small key that unlocks the most in this game is obviously the one swap small key that there is. But the Thieves Town key and the Desert Palace key are items that you really want to try to get them early, because you don't want to leave those items behind in the dungeon just in case they happen to be required items.
Righty. And we're about to get our goal for the day here. What are you thinking we're gonna find up here?
Let's see. For goal, I'm gonna say we're gonna see 6 crystals.
6 crystals. I'm gonna say pedestal seed, because that can be very fast or very slow depending on. Okay, first we're gonna go get that fire rod. That's much more important right now, actually.
Yeah, he's probably just gonna save and quit once he gets this goal.
Yeah, it's don't have enough to go into Eastern, not Eastern, but pod.
I called it.
Nailed it. Exactly, 6 crystals.
And it's not fast scanning.
Yeah, that hole wasn't open there. So we are 6 crystals, and we're gonna have to clear GT today, it looks like.
Come on, just be 4-6 just because of the memes that it would lead to. Because remember, the last tournament there was there's a small piece of swamp. It's in Eastern Palace.
Oh, fantastic!
We got something on the Recitador side.
Hey, it was nice of him to chime in, give us some information as well.
Yeah, but I think for about a week, the main tournament last year was going to be 4-6 for the GT, and then everyone started playing it and hated the mode as a race mode. So everyone just decided, let's just go back to 7-7.
Oh no, yeah, it was 4-7. I remember that. Yeah, there was quite an outcry from the community of just like, this is so unbelievably random, which it was, but yeah, that was an interesting week there for this for the speedrunning community here. As we
don't save and quit off of that, Swerb.
Yeah, that was a dangerous there. Oh, it's nothing. Oh wait, that's something.
Yeah, so one thing we also could be dealing with here, the one wrinkle that's left This could be swordless. We haven't seen a green 20 yet, so we don't know if it's like a harder extra item pool or if it's swordless yet. The best indicator to know if it's swordless is when we go to Ice Palace.
Oh yeah, you can go to Ice Palace. You can go to the back of Skull Woods if you really want to do that. I mean, you do have Fire Rod as we pick up a pod key out of the back of Escape here, and also 3 bombs. Going to get another save and quit because that's as far as we go there. But yeah, it's kind of a tricky thing here. As I think if we're going to have a hard or an expert setting here, we're gonna start seeing big 20. The green 20s show up really quickly, or else it's probably just a normal setting, I think.
Yeah, we already saw multiple hard containers, so we know it's definitely not expert.
Which is good, because I don't want to even think about expert swordless Ganon fight. That sounds absolutely awful. Had a seed the other day there that I calmed where it was an expert things with swords, which also meant that we were looking at a Master Sword Silverless fight for both runners guaranteed, which was a lot of fun, let me tell you. And that's just a big 20 sitting on the lumberjack thing right there. Well, let's move on over here. We're going to get a freeing of our little ducky friend around all over. I think after that, I'm guessing Swerb's probably going to head up the mountain.
Yeah, up the mountain or into the Dark World. Those are the 2 options he has open to him now. Up the mountain probably makes a little more sense because right now we still don't have a sword. You could find out right now if it's swordless or not by entering the back of Skullwoods. If the curtains are already open, then you know it's swordless. So that's one thing. That
thing is, do you really want to go all the way back there just to find that out at this point?
Probably not. So he's going to climb the mountain.
Yeah. So we're on our way up here. I mean, this makes sense. It's you get your you go ahead and you're able to get your Paradox Cave check in there, which will have, I mean, that is 7 items by itself. You can get your Tower of Hera completed. I'm assuming that Swerb can Hera pot at this point. And,
yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I mean, it's Hera pot anymore. It has become a standard play for any sort of key sanity or, and to be honest, any sort of league match. It's something that you kind of need to do. As looks like on Recitador's side there, he did do a water walk over to the waterfall chest over here. Got to see one of them is a compass. Swerb is kind of getting his own personal commentating there, and there looks like on the waterfall ledge there is 50 rupees, so I don't believe either of these runners is going to be picking that up.
Find ourselves another small key, another GT small.
Well, that's 3 GT smalls already.
Yeah, we're hoping we'll find out exactly how many crystals are needed for GT yet, unless we happen to find the Titan's Mitts up here.
Which is, I mean, 7 items, it's possible that they could just be sitting in one of these as we get just a piece of heart and a map of Misery Mine. And a 20 rupees right there.
So we're trying to set up the bomb jump over, but takes a fall here. See if he's just going to leave the cave and go up normal.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. I mean, bomb jumps with no sword is not easy because you don't have the sword to hold out there, so you don't get that kind of force feedback of you're about to fall down the pit. So a lot of times, yeah, especially if you're having to try to do like an Ice Palace bomb jump or something without the sword there, that's just fun.
All right, we can confirm on Recitador side. He got the boots out of his house.
He did go into Bonk Rocks, so yep,
Yes.
that we know that much.
All right, Tower time for Swerb. Again, the music will not tell us if it's a pendant or a crystal yet. Only the maps will. You can't do that trick in Key Sanity Swerve. It works in the vanilla game, but not in this. Not in Key Sanity.
I like how he had the thought to try it there, but yeah, that's not gonna work out for him there.
It would have worked if it was, you know, the Harrismall, like
true,
the vanilla item. Alright, there's the big key to the dungeon, and he's gonna go up, and looks like he's gonna check the basement first. Doesn't want to leave a single item behind.
I mean, he does have fire rod, so I mean, you get this done without any problem here. Looks like we might be setting up for a death warp over here on Swerve's side too, because got to be a little careful there. You don't want to accidentally miss one of these things and put yourself down at low enough health that one of those Moldorms will take you out in one hit.
All right, we see the hookshot pickup on Recitador side. As Swerve does enter into big key room here. And finds some magic powder.
Well, that is kind of nice right there. So we're going to go hug a Moldorm, get back to the beginning. So on Swerve's side there, where it looks like he is using the Abigail sprite there, Abigail from Stardew Valley. And over on Recitador's side, we've got ourselves a nice Shy Guy sprite. There are a absolutely ridiculous amount of sprites available there. So if you're looking to start out running this game yourself here, you can choose pretty much anybody you want there, from Mario to Sonic to Zelda to pretty much anyone you can think of. And if you're interested in making your own sprite, there are tools available on the Discord here where people can help you out in learning how to do that yourself, as we find the compass to the Tower of Hera there. It's that's not really what you want to find in here, honestly.
Yeah, I just want to point out also, you know, Shy Guy from everyone's favorite Nintendo game, Doki Doki Panic.
Doki Doki Panic, yes. I was going to say Mario Party, honestly, or something like that. Paper Mario.
Mario RPG, of course.
Mario RPG. Okay, I was gonna say Paper Mario, the one Shy Guy in there that does like
hey, look at that Moldorm
damage. Yeah,
that was a very nice Moldorm fight on Swerve side, and rewarded with the mirror.
Ooh, and crystal number 1. That's fantastic. So technically, we're out of. Oh no, we're not out of logic.
This is 100% logic.
Right, there's the big keys are inside the dungeons, so that's a fantastic find there for Swerve.
Yeah, he didn't even bother Harapotting it. Why bother Harapotting it? Well, if he doesn't know the setups. Which, you know, some people still don't know Harapot. Yeah, I'm not going to name any names in my rambler. I
mean, there's a couple of different ways to do it.
I've tried every way. It does not work.
Yeah. It saves you a little bit of time, but not a huge amount of time. So, like, it's not something you need to worry about too much there.
Boots make it required item in the big chest of Hera every time, and I'll take it.
Yep, that's all you need to do there. If you do that, you're anybody who Herapots is going to sit there and just feel very bad about themselves.
Yeah, we got our first bottle here on Spiral Cave. Oh, green potion.
Okay, and interesting to note, Swerb did not check the inside of Spectacle Rock at any point.
Yes, he did.
He did?
Yeah, he definitely checked those bombs.
Right, okay, he did. That was right. Gotta forgive me here. I'm still in the process of waking up and getting my day started, so memory's a little fuzzy.
Now, looks like Swerve's next play will be turn in the bottle, see what Sick Kid has for us, then go to the Dark World. Well, looks like Recitador is doing, looks like rescuing the old man.
Now that is something that that Swerb did not do there. He thought about doing it at one point, but actually kind of just, I think, between the dead rocks and the cabbages there, kind of backed out and said, I'll get this later.
And Swerb, forgetting momentary lapse that he does not have the Titan's Myth, so has to open up the Kakariko portal the long way. And it might be Dark Cross that Recitador is at, looks like, according to chat. Wherever it is, he's done with it. So yeah, it looks like it was not Old Man. It was probably Dark Cross in the dark. And I saw a question in chat asking how do we know if it's swordless or not? Well, we do not know yet. We will know once we see one of a few things. Either going to Skull Woods, going to the back, as we see pendants, green pendant in Mire, and another regular pendant in Swamp.
All right, so there's two of the dungeons that we're going to hope not to get here now. That blue pendant sitting in Swamp Palace, that's kind of a shame here, because we've already found the Swamp Small Key in the back of Eastern Palace. That was one of the few things we got to see from Recitador's screen. So now we're just going to hope that maybe we don't find the flippers today. Ice Palace is the other pendant, and that's what we're going to be dealing with. Is, I guess that's the dream at this point for the runners.
Yeah. Right, so one way we can find out if this is swordless or not, to finish that question in chat, is if Swerb decided to go into the back of Skull Woods. If the curtains were cast down in that room that you usually have to slash them down, then we know it's swordless. But we will not know that information yet, as Swerb is instead going to go check out the rest of Skull Woods here.
You know, to be honest, yeah, I don't blame him on doing that. Like, swordless, the way that a lot of the mystery weights are, I know swordless is just like a 10% chance. So it's early enough that you're probably just going to figure that, you know, there's a good chance that what I need is somewhere else around there.
Yeah, if we had seen a green 20, then maybe I would check it to see what's going on with that green 20. But we have not seen one of those yet either, so we still have no idea what's going on with that.
Part of me is about to expect to see one of those on Bumper Cave check here, but nope, that's just a compass. I felt like you were cursing that one pretty hard right there.
And so we're going to do the early check over towards Graveyard Ledge. This is an item that is usually put off till the very last spot in the game, but when you have the boots and you already have an early mirror, it makes a lot of sense to check this now, just get out of the way. You can use a mirror also to check King's Tomb. Alas, just a heart container. And I'm assuming Recitador does not have that flute yet because he is going to go up the mountain, the long way, in the dark. And we do not have the meme of finding Titan's Myths in King's Tomb. It would have been pretty funny if there was.
Right, it seems like that's not going to be something that we're going to need to worry about. These runners are now, well, at least Swerb is going to make his way the Thieves Town area here. he'll be able to clear that one out without any problem there, as he's already found the small key to the big chest there in Thieves Town. So nothing from that C-shaped house here. We're gonna open, but really fast gonna run over to the game. Wouldn't be surprised to maybe go and do the other game, the brewery, as well as we pick blue mail there out of the chest game.
The blue mail confirms to us we're dealing with a normal item pool, and because we still haven't seen what the boomerang does, we don't know we have normal or hard item functionality.
So that's a little bit of a relief there for our runners, because that means we're not going to have to be spending our time trying to deal with a nasty. Well, I mean, we still might have a swordless Ganon fight, but we're not going to have a swordless, 8-heart Ganon fight at this point, or a swordless, 10-heart Ganon fight, which is...
Yeah, we're going to see 16 hearts probably on both our runner sides, depending on how far along in the game they go.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're already up to, 10 hearts over on Swerb's side, and it looks like Recitador has made his way up the mountain and is about to head over to Hookshot Cave there. Does seem that way, at least.
So the way that the Ganon fight works in swordless is the hammer would do 10% sword damage, like it would normally. It doesn't normally work on Ganon, but in swordless it would. And if you want to kill him, though, you have to do either 1 frame perfect hammer hits, or the more common way, find the silver arrow.
Yeah, and to be honest, a lot of times if silver arrows are being particularly difficult to find, it's actually a lot of times better to go ahead and get him to phase 4 in the in the fight, and then get your hint for exactly where the silver arrows are. I mean, if you're desperate, you can do it that way.
Okay, and look on the Recitador's screen there.
Yeah,
he has a sword. I don't know where it is though. All right,
okay,
so swordless talk is over.
So we're not swordless then. Okay, so that's a sigh of relief there. I wonder if that's out of Eastern Palace, because we only saw, I want to say we only saw 1 or 2 items there.
Another place that could be, because I don't think he had a sword so recently, and one place he went to recently that sword did not go to yet is Agina's cave.
That's true. We did see him briefly show that screenshot in there, it looked like. Well, we've got 7. We've got a full 8 items here that we can get out of Thieves Town over on Swerb's side.
The old man actually makes a lot more sense, because he was using the hook shot to climb the mountain, so it might be an old man sword.
Oh, that would make Swerb kind of angry there, because he just decided not to do that. He's gonna have himself a fun fight here coming up with Blind here, but unless he finds himself a sword.
Hammer Blind's not the end of the world.
I mean, it's not, but it's also not very fun.
Yeah, sure. But he has blue mail, he has 11 hearts, so I don't foresee it being a problem.
Yeah, he'll be okay. He'll just at some point, at least once in that fight, he'll hammer do the hammer action, and then the hitbox will just say, "You missed."
He also has the powder, so you can powder the anti-fairies here. And Receiver did not go to Hera, instead went to Spiral Cave and save and quit.
That's kind of an interesting play there. I mean, if you're maybe not wanting to break logic and do the Hera pot, I guess it makes sense. But like the biggest issue there is you're missing your mirror.
Yeah, he does not have the Hera Small yet, but we know the Hera Small is just a powder. And the powder does not lead to anything important, because Swerb has already checked that.
True. I mean, you'd like to have the powder just for safeties, but it's not something that is necessary at this point. As Swerb gives everyone a demonstration of why you like the powder there. You can powder those anti-fairies, they turn into regular fairies, and bingo bango, your health is refilled immediately. That comes in handy in a lot of the later dungeons where there are quite a few anti-fairies and quite a few enemies that hit very hard. And just a piece of heart in the maiden cell there in Thieves Town. So let's see what we've got out of the big chest here.
So Skull Woods is one of our Pyramid Fairy crystals. Well, did not catch the other one was.
Yeah. Yeah, I got distracted there when I saw the Skull Woods being a red crystal and didn't actually see what was in there. It looked like just maybe got the 4th Ganon's Tower key, as we're now into our fun hammer blind fight. One of the lucky things is that we do have the fire shield as well, which that thing will actually put in a little bit of work here. Just listen for the dings.
Yeah, the red shield is definitely the best of the 3 shields to have. Doesn't cause as much lag as the mirror shield, which really only blocks one additional thing, and comes in good handy help against the block. And we'll become an ether.
Yeah, more importantly, that's crystal number 2 for Swerb right there. So 2 out of the 6 crystals that we need. If you're just joining us, we're looking at a defeat Ganon. So we're going to have to find that GT big key. We're going to have a defeat Ganon 6 crystal seed here. So still got a long way to go. That GT big key can be, well, I guess it's going to have to be in GT today, isn't it? Because of the settings. To answer a question in chat there, we don't know if Recitador has checked the goal. We're going to say yes, probably, but we don't actually 100% know because his stream is a little bit laggy today. We'll say it. We'll say it nicely.
Yeah, Recitador is about to get his flute here as Swerb picks up a bottle from the dinghy.
Yeah, fairy there. That'll be something that you'll be in favor of right there. It looks like we're gonna make our way through the rest of the southern route here. We'll be able to pick up the Stumpy here as we get a small key to pod. So that will give us, I believe that's 3 pod keys right now, which is usually enough to convince people to go into pod in this sort of mode.
Yeah, they each have 3. I don't know if Recitador got that one as a start, because I know Recitador has 3 as well, or Recitador found one, say, Eastern Palace. Bottle number 3 for Swerb.
All right, so safeties aren't being any sort of issue for these, and like Recitador is about to free his duck, so he's going to be moving around there much faster here in just a second.
Swerb going to do a little fake flipper action here.
Now this is another place where theoretically I guess Swerb could also have found a sword there, and he just decided to use his hook shot in the old man cave here. That's not likely, but it's a possibility. And the goal, again, for everyone is it's a 6 crystal defeat Ganon. So we're going to be climbing GT today as we pull the cape from the hobo there. Not something we need at this point, since we saw that there was nothing on Bumper Ledge.
Yeah, at this point, well, cape could be the logically needed thing to get this thing in a spike cave. At this point, that's about it.
Yeah, there is always that chance. There's 300 rupees sitting on Lake Hylia Island. Probably neither of the runners are going to be picking that up here now. Although Swerb, I'm assuming he's going up to Zora. He's going to have himself only about 47 rupees left over. So Pod will be not quite yet, because you need 110 rupees to pay that silly little monkey. But if he remembers to go ahead and check the to use the stun prize there, it was 20 rupees a shot there, so he can make money fairly quickly if he decides to do that. Well, up to the big fish we go today. Give him a whole chunk of change and receive 10% rebate for our deposit. Thank you for visiting the Zora Bank.
Well, that puts him pretty close to the pod money now. So that keep also opens up the front of Aga, as we see. I don't think we saw anything there in the Light World.
That is, I mean, the Aga play would be kind of interesting, because that is 2 items sitting there. It's not going to be just the small keys that it usually is, because with this being the map, compass, and small key shuffle that we're dealing with right here, there is a good chance that those 2 items could be very interesting for these runners here. If we put a sword, or, I mean, God forbid we put something like the ice rod in there, it could be a long time before our runners head over there.
There's an Aga check here. I don't think we saw this on the Recitador side, but I'm pretty sure he got it already because he was already at Eastern. Just an ice ball. As you see, Recitador is going to do the bottle glitch here to access the Bollock side of pod.
Yeah, that's one of the easiest. Oh, I didn't know you could actually go that way. Yeah, learning something on Swerb side.
Swerb, you forgot something. Go back. Yeah, he doesn't have to want to.
You got to get that monkey there. If you mirror into the little maze here, you've got to give yourself you got to buffer a couple of sword swings or a couple of hammer shots there before that monkey will show up.
Yeah, if you leave the forest area while you still have iframes, the monkey does not show up. Apparently, monkeys can't see invincible and barely invisible sprites.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy. There is he had just enough money. He's got seven rupees there. Now, I feel like Swerb is going to have a much better time of this.
Oh, yeah. That mirror's going to come into play big time here.
Yeah, trying to do this, doing this without the mirror, it's not a lot of fun. You're going to be constantly jumping back and forth between like death warps and stuff, and you might have to route through the mimics 1 or 2 times, and just ugh.
Neither of ours have a lamp yet, so we're going to see some dark rooms on both of our sides here. Although, Recitador will use the fire rod at least in this room. As we see, sort of do the bottle glitch.
Yeah, the bottle glitch is tremendously easy, actually. You just got to blow that bomb door, that bombable wall open, and then walk back to the other side of that hallway there, use a bottle somewhere in there, and then make sure you don't scroll the screen far enough left that the camera locks again. Like, you can teach pretty much anyone to do it in about 2 seconds there, as there is our big key hiding on the hiding on the right side. So this is logically a bow-locked dungeon at this point.
It's bow locked for at least the big chest, and of course the boss. The boss is bow locked no matter what. Remember, this is MCS shuffle, so we have 3 small keys already that were in logic. I think there were 4, in fact, so we can get pretty much every item here except for, like, logically, the items that will not be in logic are going to be Harmless Hallway and the Vanilla Key. So anything that's found here will actually be in logic. Unless it's found in the dark room, then it's locked behind the lamp.
Right. Well, the maze would also be out of logic too, right? Yeah, that requires 6 small keys as well. There.
Yes, and there's the flippers. That actually, with the advanced item placement that we're dealing with, that is actually not logically locked by the lamp. That is in logic right now with what we have.
And so that means the swamp small key that we found in the Eastern Palace big key chest is technically out of logic still too, because we don't have the lamp yet.
Yeah, that is lamp locked.
So we got all sorts of fun here is what we're saying.
Oh yeah. Recitador found some stuff and has left the dungeon. Not sure exactly what he got. Let me see. Swerb's trying to set up the hammer up here, gets it done first try with some pause buffers, get some bombs out of the big chest.
And this is not going to be an easy dark maze here for Swerb. Doing this without any sort of sword increases the difficulty of doing the dark maze there by quite a bit.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he was trying to hit one of those Dodongos there. He's not having a whole lot of luck there. This is one of those times where you have to weigh the chances of getting this chest versus the time it takes to actually do it.
Well, he got it with Keen and Burnham.
Nicely done, honestly. That is not easy to do without a sword. And
Eastern Palace time.
It makes sense. I mean, you're here, you might as well go ahead and check out what you can get here, because you'll be able to get 5 of the items, and if there's a bow in here, then you can knock out both Eastern and Pod immediately.
Yeah, however, we will know there is not a bow in here. Recitador has already been here. We will see ourselves the Swamp Small and the big key chest, but that's about it.
It does look that way. As both runners are looking to be kind of retracing the other's steps here at the moment. Take this little moment to go ahead and give these guys a follow. Putting on a pretty great show for us here, as we've got CLW with Swerb versus Forfeiters Are Us over there with Recitador. Both of these teams have earned 12 points already on the season. You get 3 points for every win that your team gets. So this is a very, very tight matchup between the two of them.
Yeah, both of these teams are in a pretty good spot to make the top 3 in their group and go on to the next round, it looks like.
Yeah, for those of you who are interested, the Link to the Past Randomizer League, we do have 8 divisions of 8 teams. I want to say 8 teams each. No, 7 teams. 8 teams each, right? 8 teams each.
Yes. 3
people for each team. There is, 192 runners or something in this league?
Yeah, 100. You can see the tagline when you click the link. 192 runners, 64 teams, 1 champion.
Yeah, it's man, it is a good time here for if you are interested in Link to the Past Randomizer. There are races happening every day, usually around 4 or 5 at least races. Most days anymore, it's 15 races. I mean, this is a ton of fun, and thank you for joining us here tonight. I am Dazed Cloud, and my co-commentator today is New York Rambler, or NY Rambler. I don't know, which way do you like it?
Both ways work. People always ask me, why do they call you NY Rambler? Then I start talking, then they know why.
There you are, yeah. Also, big shout outs today to the man behind the scenes there, Dark Diplomat, doing our tracking for us today and kind of just making this so that we have a better idea what exactly is going on, as it looks like Recitador is going to make his way into the back of Skull Woods here. As what do we have? We have our friend Swerb going to go back and he's going to go check that Dark Cross chest. All right. And for anyone who is just joining us, thank you for joining us for one. And for two here, you are watching a mystery seed here. The settings that we have so far been able to figure out is we're dealing with map, compass, and small key shuffle. On top of that, as we grab a heart container out of the Dark Cross, on top of that, we have a 6 crystal to defeat Ganon seed here. So we're going to be climbing GT, and we still need to find quite a few items remaining at this point.
Yeah, and we're running out of options, I think, on where our progression could be, because we've seen most of the world now on both sides of the screen.
Definitely, and there is another pod key, so that would explain where where Recitador had found his other pod key, as he's dropped into the Mothula fight. We're going to assume that he's lighting him up right there, as he's still got green mail right now, so it's not the easiest fight, as Mothula will do 2 hearts of contact damage, and all of those fun spikes will do a single heart no matter what mail you're on.
One thing the receiver has the Swerb is missing right now, obviously, is that sword. That's how you got into this fight, and we're not 100% sure where the sword is, but down goes Mothula. We're pretty sure the sword is with the old man in Death Mountain. We did not see what he got, though, as his prize. He does get the red crystal that we knew it was there.
So that is one of the 2 red crystals available in the game. We're not 100% where the other one is, as Swerb takes down the ball and chain guard here and is going to pick up just 10 arrows there from Zelda's cell.
It might have been the big key, but he didn't go back for the other chest in the back, I don't think.
Yeah, that's a decision.
Look at this. This is one thing that we missed so far, and that's using the cape to get through to Aga Tower to check these 2 items. The first one will be unlocked, the second one will not.
Yeah, this is a smart play on the side here. This is easy to forget.
And this could very well be our progression. This could easily be our time spits right here.
Oh god, that would be a very fun play. Just 300 rupees at first, but we're gonna have to see what's in this other chest here. This is the fun one to get to, as you got to do a little bit of a dark maze area here.
And the other chest in the swamp was just the compass to the desert. So we're going to use that green potion to get that fire rod back.
He's firing that fire rod there, trying to finally find a torch there.
For the single arrow.
Oh, that single arrow is just one of the funniest things to find in the game.
Alright, well, what's next? Where do you go, Swerb? It's gonna save and quit.
I mean, I know it's not technically in logic, but I think I'd be very tempted to go to Swamp Palace, right?
It might be time for him to go to school with himself.
I wonder if he's thinking that it is a swordless seed right now, because he has gone 53 minutes and he has not found a single sword yet. Is this one of those cases where we're going to have 3 swords in GT or something like this, and you're going to be on fighter sword till the end?
Well, there is one. Well, those flippers are in logic, so I think the answer that we haven't seen yet that it could be is Swamp Palace.
I mean, that could be it, but like that, we say that, but the
Ice Palace is the other
key,
5/6 crystal.
Ice Palace is the other 5/6. Okay, that's good. So that we know.
And yeah, you said a small key. What if Titan Splits are in the first chest, like the very first chest?
Yeah, that could be it right there.
Or that's even worse, the lamp in the very first chest, and the Titan Splits are behind that.
Oh, I like the way you think here. We're nice and squirrely here with these runners.
I'm just pointing out all the potential scenarios.
Yeah, that's all we're doing. We're not being,
I'm not saying I'm gonna laugh if that actually happens.
Oh, I'm gonna crack. I've
already been right once, predicting there would be a 6 crystal Ganon.
That is true. That is true. I think at this point we have to take your word as gold right now. Well, finding out that the front of Skull Woods is not the answer on Swerb's side, as Recitador is going to make his way through the village. I assume he's going to go ahead, finish out Thieves Town and all of this fun stuff here as well.
And Swerb is in fact going to go to the back. I do know it happened to me once in a scene where I was swordless for an hour 40, and the first sword was in the first chest in the back of Skull Woods, and that was go mode, by the way.
I've been there as well. I think last year in the league, in an inverted seed, I ended up finding the first sword in the back of Skull Woods back here, and it was just,
yeah.
At that point, you're very unhappy with what just happened to you.
You just sit there like, oh, really?
I was like, oh, so we're gonna play it that way today, huh? Yeah. As well, just a compass down here. So compass to Desert Palace. We're finding a whole bunch of useless junk.
And here's where Swerb is gonna finally find out if this is swordless or not. He doesn't know yet. He hasn't had any indication. He will know once he goes into the curtain room. And he will be, I don't know if he'll be happy or sad, but he'll know the answer for sure, though. And we do know that either the big key is going to drop from Mothula or the big key is locked in the chest. And there you see the curtains are closed, so now he knows this is not a swordless seed, he just has rotten luck.
Yeah, that's a bad feeling right there. So he's gonna mirror out, and I mean at this point I don't 100% know where he's gonna go, but my assumption is Swamp Palace.
Yeah, Swamp definitely makes the most sense, and he's flew to 4, so this definitely looks like it's gonna be a Swamp play here.
Yeah, I mean, and the two of us, we're talking about Swamp's not in logic right now, but I mean, it is locked only behind the lamp, and in this league, the lamp is good until you find the fire rod.
Well, yeah, the lamp is, I mean, at this point, I'm pretty sure that the first chest in Swamp has to be our Titan Splits here, or a bow. I don't think it could be anything else.
Trying to think what else haven't we seen?
Lamp. That's the 3 things. The lamp would put the rest of Swamp in logic.
Yeah, because like Lake Hylia Island is just 300 rupees. Chat is throwing out that book is a possible thing.
That would open up desert.
And the reason that we're saying that technically we're out of logic here. The Swamp's Palace small key was locked in the Eastern Palace big key chest, and there are a couple of dark rooms that do not have torches there, so the fire rod does not unlock those. As we're going to use our hook shot to get rid of these little proto-Tektite things here, as we're going to find out that it's a small key to Hyrule Castle.
I'm so confused.
All right, so this is one of those fun times where everyone has missed something and we all just sit here and go, wait, what? Unless that sword was in Ganom's cave, and there's something locked behind Moth that we just haven't been able to see yet. Recitador doesn't have mitts, so...
Neither runners have mitts.
Alright, I'm confused. Oh man, I don't know at this point. I'm trying to see like what have we missed? Like we can't do any of the Smith chain because that requires mitts. It's not in Misery Mire because that requires mitts. Maybe it's something like we're missing the book. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we saw every other location on the Swerb side.
This honestly, to be fair, this does kind of fit the way for most of the seeds of this past week with our good friend Sasha Alabot, who has just been giving us some of the most ridiculous things this week. It's been a lot of fun to watch, but I'm also kind of glad that I'm off this week.
Yeah, someone in chat finally came up with something we forgot about. Spike Cave is in fact in Logic. We did have that magic cave.
Yep, and that is right there. Spike Cave is 100% my kryptonite. If you throw something in Spike Cave, I will never find it.
Man, Spike Cave having the Titans and Mitts respectively, or even the lamp at this point. I mean, the Spike Cave has a lamp. All right, that's not the huge end of the world, because that means Swerb will probably find Titans Mitts.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna have to see. I mean, regardless, Swerb is kind of doing what we assume is the right thing. I mean, you're gonna need the crystal anyway. You want to get yourself. Oh, it's a pendant. Oh, it's not even. That's right. Yeah. So he's doing a thing at least. We're not sure if it's the right thing at the moment. Now, it's kind of unfortunate with Recitador there, kind of having the stream issues here, that we don't 100% know if how much he has completed. We're kind of having to estimate right now.
Yeah, plus we don't know exactly what time his stream is on at the moment either.
Right, it's kind of difficult for all of us to figure out exactly what's going on. Now, there is some talk here in chat about Diver Down. It is possible to do it with a Swerve's current setup there, but he requires the bomb setup, which, I mean, that's not an easy thing to do. Doing it with the Cane of Samaria, that's an easier way to be able to do that. But if you don't know it, it's better to just go ahead and do things the normal way, as we're going to make our way to the back here.
So Recitador is in the blind fight.
And yeah, his blind fight will be about, I'd say about 10 times easier than Swerve's was.
Swerve really going to punish for having the sword, yeah, because he used some dashing and ranks enemies. One pot small.
Okay.
And the second has a tower small, but that's going to be completely useless at this point.
Yeah, no, there's no reason to go do cat tower, because you've already checked both items and you know that Lumberjack has absolutely nothing of interest there.
And a mirror shield's not exactly what we're looking for either.
Wow, let's just slow you are even more.
So it sure looks like this swamp house had nothing much of value outside of, logically that small pita pod.
Well, yeah. And well, the fun thing is trying to. It might be time here as Swerb is having to do the menu boss over here because no sword means this is the only way you can defeat Argus today. Well, yeah, this is going to be a whole lot of menuing. I'm going to take a second, and we don't know what our third pendant is, so it's maybe a little too early to start speculating on the possibility of stuff being on a pedestal here, but I'm still going to start thinking about it a little bit. As Swerb is slowly getting him down there. Gets three of his fire rod shots there. Looks like he got a little splash damage for the fourth shot there on Argus. Gets a big key and a blue pendant. So, I mean, at this point, you got to go back in and go get that big chest because you've already thrown this much time here. It is...
Yeah, it doesn't take too long to get that big chest. All the borders drained already. It takes you less than a minute to get this. But after this, I'm pretty sure we do have to go to that Spike Cave.
Yeah, I mean, Spike Cave is going to have some sort of progression. It's going to be, what is the progression going to be? So, Spike Cave has bow, which would do...
Open up two things for us.
Yeah, open up the back of
East. Boss of Eastern.
Yeah. Well, only logically open up the boss of Eastern. And that's just unfortunate right there.
Well, now we know if we even have the beat pod.
Yeah, that's true. Here, let's get a map check real fast there, Swerb. Come on. Thank you.
That's a crystal.
All right. And he listened. All right, now
to go to Spike Cave. He's going towards the desert area. He's going to Gina's cave.
All right. Yeah, Desert Ledge isn't the answer there.
Well, Desert Ledge we don't have access to at the moment.
All right. Well,
if it was the answer, that means we would find booked in the Spike Cave probably.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. At this point, we're pretty sure that. I think we're going to find out really fast if Swerb is able to remember Spike Cave or if he's using a map tracker. This is the time where I know personally I tend to forget Spike Cave, so a lot of times I sit there for a second and have to go, wait, what did I miss? And I end up losing about a minute to trying to remember that Spike Cave was the answer.
Swerb is going to go. I'm pretty sure he uses a map tracker, so he knows that this is in logic. He has the cape and the cane of Berna. Berna's not in logic, the cape is.
He's also still not saving the old man.
He might not be comfortable doing it in the dark without a sword. Like, that's really not the easiest thing to do in this game.
Yeah, that is true. That is something that he could be, fighting right there because it's easy to do if you have a sword. If you don't have a sword, there are ways you can do it. You can clink your boomerang or your hook shot there to kind of give you an idea where you are. But yeah, it's not easy here. All right, so what do you think, Rambler? What's our progression here?
Titans. I mean, it's the most obvious thing.
Book.
That's Titans.
All right. I mean, yeah, it was probably Titansmiths.
That opens up way too many things.
Right, exactly. Now you've got a decision if you're Swerb there, because that just opened up way too much of the game.
I mean, if you think about it, it doesn't open up as much as you think. The first thing I would do is probably Ice Palace, because one, I'm a masochist, and two, it's completable.
I mean, yeah, you want to get those crystals done here, but you can also come over here and fire and check the shed and go into Desert Palace here,
Yeah, there's
which
a lot
will
to
also
do
be
here.
completable for you.
We don't have the Desert Small yet, though. That's the only thing.
Ah, you are right. That could. So there's. Ooh, that's not a very good chance that the.
Unless this is the Desert Small.
Well, let's find out.
Nah.
Yeah, it's useless. All right, cool. So, yeah, the options for Swerb at this point are the play that he's currently making, which is Misery Mire plus the thing. What is that? That is Ether to
Right, so
open
we
up
have
Misery
that.
Mire.
He can't open it yet, though, because he does not have a sword yet.
That would be a terrible place for the game to have hidden something.
Never mind, there's a sword.
Okay, yeah, I mean, just keep saying that he doesn't have things, and they will show up. You have the power today.
He still doesn't have Samaria, so he still might not go in yet.
I mean, yeah, Misery Mire is a pendant, so if you're gonna go in, you could go ahead and. It's not a bad idea to go in there right now if you're going to be doing that. But he does have Dark Death Mountain, Smith's Chain, and Ice Palace, and all of these other things, and Desert Palace to complete.
Yeah, Desert Palace we can complete. We do not have. There's just 2 items on the right side.
All right, so we'll be able to clear out most of the things in here, 2/3 of the things in here, which is pretty nice.
Recitador about to go towards Hera. He's going to be pretty upset once he beats the boss here. He could have had that mirror a long time ago.
Ugh, yeah, that's a shame there. When one.
And what's worse is that once he finds the mirror, he might go check mirror spots and not go check Spike Cave. Swerb, no, Small Cave. Yeah.
Yep.
There you go. He listened.
Yep.
He can't actually hear us.
No. One thing with all of the runners are 10 minutes delay right now, so we're acting like they can hear us.
Nope,
they definitely can't. Nope, he just forgot. All right, Swerb. All right. Well,
we lost them.
Dink dink. Not even an angry sword slash right there.
He's just saying to himself, "Oh, I'm a total dingus."
It's just like, oh, I hope nobody saw that.
We're on the Cinco. We're fine.
Oh yeah, that's fine. There's probably like 6 people watching right now.
Coming up with this randomized dodgeball.
339. Well, thank you everyone joining in here. My name's Days Cloud. We've got New York Rambler there with us as well, and thank you for joining us here on the Cinco.
All right, now that we have the time limits, we're going to have a lot of this world open up to us. We're going to see some more crystals here, well, potentially, on Swerb side. We still need one. We need to see what we need to open up GT, if it's 7 crystals or maybe less. That'll also determine what other items we need to beat the game. If we need a bow, if we need the Cane of Samaria, if we need the Ice Rod.
That is true. Like, neither runner has shown us what we need to open up GT with there, as Swerb somehow got him on that last shot there, picks up a piece of heart, and that would be crystal number 3 on Swerb's side. So that is the minimum number of crystals in the league settings to open up GT. Now, we don't know if that's how much he needs, but that is the minimum.
Yeah, at this point, I think Swerb will be happy with any number other than 7 to open that thing up.
I mean, 7 wouldn't be that bad, honestly, because that would mean that nothing you need GT today.
Okay, yeah, so the best number he wants to open is 6. That would be the same as which needs to be Ganon. But he was going to do Ice Palace first, which I agree with.
Yeah, if he got up there and saw
unfortunately, we can't Icebreaker, but we can't all be happy.
Right. Looks like we're going to have to do things the old-fashioned. So if you haven't seen an Ice Palace bomb jump in a couple of days, you're going to get to see one today.
Man, I had a Gono Samari in my race on Monday. Ugh, couldn't Icebreaker.
Yeah. I mean, Icebreaker, I like, whether or not you like the glitch or about, whether or not people like it, it does save a ridiculous amount of time.
Yeah, well, it saves the most time when you're actually playing Randomizer and want to full clear the dungeon. In NG settings, it would have saved, 5 seconds.
Right, and Recitador on his side picks up his third crystal there from our good friend Moldorm, and more importantly, picks up his mirror.
Yeah, there's a chance that Swerb was killed Mafia before going up the mountain to see if get as many crystals as possible before seeing what you need. Because he'll eventually then get to 5 crystals if he does that. He'll open up Pyramid Fairy, but with 5 crystals, he'll know that he'll need if Turtle Rock is the last pendant. No. If Eastern or Pod is a pendant, he'll need both bow, and he might not need Samaria. I don't know. It's really weird.
Yeah, I mean, we're an hour and for settings that altogether aren't the worst that we've seen this week. I mean, we don't have a cross keys or anything crazy like that. The seed is not really playing nice. Anytime that you stick mitts in Hookshot Cave there, it's going to take a little bit of time for the runners to figure out.
But yeah.
Or, yeah, Spike Cave, sorry, yeah.
Mitts in Hookshot Cave would be very impressive.
That would be. At that point, we're going, what settings are we playing?
Yeah. Well, it's inverted. I have no idea what we're playing. Even glitch modes, I don't know if that's even possible.
Well, you can throw it in entrance. If we were playing entrance, they can be there, but yeah. Oh, yeah, for those of you who are interested in seeing entrance here, just wait till next week. Week 5 baby. Of the league is cross keys.
Where every seed is going to be about 3 hours.
Right, yeah. If that's something that if you pull that one under 2 hours, you have done well, sir.
Hey, Master Sword. We now know where we know where 3 of the swords are.
All right, well, we can defeat Ganon now. That's just fantastic, so.
Yep, still no bow. We might not even... Well, we do need a bow, I guess, to climb GT, but Swerb might know how to Mimic Clip. I don't know. This could be a scene where Mimic Clip comes into play.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things I like that's a trick that I have also never learned as well there, because Mimic Clip is... If you can do it fast, it's great. Now, I've seen some people just walk in and just bump, and get it. As Recitador is making his way through Spike Cave, not Hookshot Cave, to get his Titan's mitts here. So kind of hard to say exactly, but it kind of feels like Recitador is roughly just a smidge behind Swerb, but it's really difficult to tell at this point.
I think the most famous example recently of Mimic Clip coming into play was during the main tournament last year. The bronze match between Ninban and Doomtap, where Ninban ran out of arrows. It spent a good 5 minutes trying to Mimic Clip and getting it done and winning because of it.
I mean, if you can do that, that's fantastic. But yeah, it's not an easy thing. It's a lot of one frame movements there to get it going, and yeah, no thank you. As we're getting chased around by pen gators over here in Ice Palace on Swerve's side, we're gonna get to see what the big chest is, and looks like Recitador might be making his way over to GT.
Yep, I'm gonna go to Dark Death Mountain. We're gonna see it for the first time. We'll try to see what we can see.
Well, we will know if it opens if it's 3 crystals.
Yeah, because we know Recitador has 3 crystals.
Yeah, other than that, it's going to be, we're going to just pray to the gods of RNG, kind of give us the right frame on Recitador's side.
Swerb is going to drop down into the Cold Stare fight.
Yeah. Half magic, Master Sword. I mean, not an amazing layout there. You'd like to have a little bit more, but he should be pretty okay. His 1 puff is already melted.
Yeah, and he has a fairy, so he doesn't have to worry too much about that. But he is out of magic, so he's going to bring the hammer out and try to hammer and spin these guys. Both the hammer and the sword spins will do the same amount of damage.
Yeah, I personally like going with the spins there because you can kind of a lot of times get double hits if you get him up against the wall. Takes him down for 300 rupees in crystal number 4 there.
I did see real quick on the Recitador side that it was in fact Ether to open up Turtle Rock, so Ether for both, and he is opening Turtle Rock up. Of course, no Canis Samaria yet, so we can't go.
Yeah, this is a preemptive opening of Turtle Rock. He can't actually do anything in there quite yet, but he is going to get all of the information about Dark Death Mountain that Swerb doesn't have yet.
Swerb found out that Pod is a crystal, so our last pendant, we all know between Eastern or Turtle Rock.
Oh, that's an awful choice right there. Looks like Smith Chain is going to be next on Swerb's side here.
And actually, this could also be the Skull Play.
That would make more sense than Smith Chain, yeah, actually, because I was raising an eyebrow a second, and then I remember that he hasn't done Mothula yet.
Yeah, he just got a sword not too long ago. Also, we're still lampless. Where's that lamp going to be? Is that lamp going to be a GT?
Well, let's see here. That lamp could be... I mean, it could be, honestly, it could be right here. Recitador's side.
True.
A lamp could be, like, deep into Turtle Rock as well at this point. It can be... there's a lot of places it can be. Alright, so we're going to do the rest of Skull Woods here as we are back into on Swerve's side. We are heading back to the Mothula fight here. Unfortunately, we were not able to catch any information over there from Recitador. We know that he is currently in Hookshot Cave, as our good friend the Gibdode there didn't want to play quite nice there, but takes them down pretty easy.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be lucky and see anything really on Recitador's side here. Swerve enters the Mothula fight.
Well, we see a compass. We've seen a lot of compasses.
And Swerve's taking a fire rod and going to town and getting the big bug down. It's the big key, so still an item left in the big chest.
And see, now I'm gonna wonder if we're gonna get that Smith Chain check, just because we've got all of the items there. You're gonna be on your way towards that way since you've got to check the big chest. I don't know, we'll see. And about to get a somewhat of a GT check here.
Didn't open, and we did not see what it takes to open.
All right, so it's not 3 crystals. We know that much.
Yeah.
And
it looks like Bow on Recitador's side. So Bow on Dark Death Mountain.
Bow and Bombos there. So, all right, that's pretty good there.
So unless GT is 7, I think that Bow would be go mode for Swerve. Also, if the big key of GT is on the left side.
True, true, true. So for Swerve, yeah, it looks like we might be going down and just knocking out the Smith Chain really quick here. And then he'll be, at that point, pretty much the only thing that he has left is Dark Death Mountain.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure Recitador, if he does have the bow, I'm pretty sure he is in go mode as well. Just needs to complete the dungeons here. And hope that you don't need Cancel Mario.
Yeah, he's still on Fighter Sword, though, so he's in that kind of awful go mode where you're hoping that you find another sword somewhere. And let's see here, like one sword was one sword is in Mire Shed, and one sword is on the right side of Ice Palace.
Yeah, the right side of Ice Palace is not going to get seen on Recitador's side if he's going to play go mode.
Well,
Mire Shed, maybe.
Yeah, there's a
the bug.
Well,
that doesn't really do too much up until just the 2 locations.
Yeah, that's one of those things that you're never a really big fan of seeing that one. Unless you've got something like Inverted and that's your Desert Palace. Yep. Nothing on the Smith chain so far. That was just 10 arrows for turning in the Smith. You paid 10 rupees, you get 10 arrows. Just like retro mode. Well, that is a purple chest turn in over here for Swerb. Gets a piece of heart, and at this point he's got to get himself up to the mountain because can't think of anything else that he has to do. And all right, and we're finally going to get the answer of if the old man is the one who has a tempered sword.
I mean, I'm pretty sure at this point this has to be where the tempered sword is for Swerb, which will. This is going to be a good play on Swerv's side, mainly because if they enter go mode, Recitador has to do Master Sword Silverless and Swerve is on Tempered Silverless. That'll be a huge advantage for Swerve.
Oh, definitely. I mean, the time difference between those two fights is extreme. It's even if you're doing it perfectly, it's still something like 2 minutes.
Yeah, 2 or 3 minutes at least.
Yeah, and with Master Sword, like doing it perfectly is really hard. You just get less area there, and yep, you are 100% correct. That was where Recitador found his first sword. Yeah, you just get less area for Master Sword spins there than you do with a Tempered Sword spin. So, like, you have to be a little bit more exact with your pixels on that, and so it's much easier to miss an occasional Ganon frame there.
Yes. Once Swerve finds his bow up here, as long as GT is 4, 5, or 6. Also, GT might be open in here, so if you might find bow, then like beat GT, then mirror, go beat Pod, then go kill Ganon. So he can be done pretty quick.
That would be great routing on the side there for sure. Man, hard to say exactly what we're going to see here. Like, this could be over in just a minute, or we could be having one of them good old-fashioned ice rod hunts.
Well, ice rod hunt at this point, yeah, if it's 7 and Stir a Rock, then yes, ice rod hunt. But if it's even if it's 7 and it's Eastern Palace is the last crystal, then we don't need ice rod.
That's true. That's true. And then at that point, though, you start adjusting big key right side. Like, we've got all sorts of shenanigans available to our runners, it looks like. So now we finally get to find out what was exactly in the chest.
Yeah. We know the bow is in either here or Hookshot Cave, along with Bombos, but Bombos is definitely less of a needed item here. Alright, no bow in there, just a couple heart pieces.
I mean, 16 hearts there on Swerve's side.
Yeah, we're dealing with... This is definitely a normal item pool. Yeah, so the only things that were changed, really, other than, of course, the crystal counts, was MCS. Other than that, this was a regular open.
I mean, not an easy one by any means there. And there's your bow. Okay. So we should find Bombos and Shovel as well in here. Interesting. Okay, so that adds one more little layer of fetch to all of this. Bombos was not in here. So where did he find Bombos?
He did not find Bombos. Bombos is not on his tracker.
Ah, okay.
We've been lied to by chat. Oh my gosh.
Chat. Okay, that's it. Chat, you're all in timeout.
I could do that actually. I'm a mod.
Oh, sweet. Do it.
Hey, he's opening GT. It's 5.
Okay.
So perfect. Swerb is now in go mode.
Okay.
Unless the big key's on the right side and we have to look at PSO area.
Oh, what? I guess it's too late to do the big key guessing game.
Oh. We don't even know if we can find the big key.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, man.
People are guessing numbers anyway. Everyone's putting numbers after Samaria. Go figure.
All right, first two things are not in. Getting numbers in chat. Sorry, chat. We're not the big key guessing game today because we didn't know that he had the ability to get into GT.
Yeah, we're not going to play the big key guessing game in mystery. Don't know what's going on. And they are right. They don't need the bots to play.
Yeah, that's fair. That's chat can entertain themselves. It looks like just without us, any problem here. Stalfo's room so far is just giving us a couple of big 20s. A whole lot of money in that room. So, I guess the good news is today, well, we're not actually in go mode, are we?
I think we are.
Well, we're not. Are we? Do we have 6 crystals over on Swerb side? I guess
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Right. Pod 6 crystal.
Right. Yeah. So it doesn't matter. I was just all of a sudden.
Yeah. Like Eastern is for a rock. I mean, we could be Eastern. Recitador's hoping, I guess, that Eastern is the last pendant. Last crystal, I should say. The only thing that's keeping us from go mode is if we need King Samaria for right side GT.
All right, well, we're starting to run out of
silver arrows, and there's the King of Samaria.
All right, well that's this all done then. Here, so
yeah, now we're definitely in go mode.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense that you'd find that.